And get started, of course, make sure you have plenty of water nearby. We're going to start first in a child's pose, drawing your knees wide, sinking your hips towards your heels. Again, just a set of blocks, or rather one block. A set of light weights and ankle weights are optional for the entire class. Reaching your arms out long in front, just resting your forehead on the floor, maybe on a block if that's more comfortable for you. You can rock your head from side to side. We're going to focus here to start on our breath. Deep inhales, breathing in and out, filling your belly, your ribs, and your lungs. Full exhale, lungs, ribs, and belly. Continuing here with that breath. Slow and controlled. Again, belly, ribs, and lungs. Just holding it here in that child's pose. If you're just joining us, welcome. Hello, Terry. We're just getting started in child's pose. You will need a set of blocks, or rather just one block. A set of light weights, and ankle weights are always optional throughout the entire duration of the class. From here, stretching your fingertips out long in front, sinking your hips in towards your heels. Really walking your hands over to the left side of your mat. You're welcome to stay here, feeling that stretch all along the right side body. If you'd like to open up that right shoulder, you're releasing your right hand to your left hip. Maybe spiraling your right shoulder up. Gently release your right hand back down to meet the left if you had it binded. Walk your hands through center, over to the right side of your mat. Option to keep both hands planted. Or gently lifting your left arm, binding it around towards your right hip. Maybe lifting your left shoulder. Gently release your left hand if you had it binded. Walk your hands back to the center, releasing your forehead back to the floor or on a block. Bring your palms to touch, maybe bending your elbows slightly, keeping them at the crown of your head. You can also bend them even more, drawing your thumbs towards the nape of your neck. Gently release your hands back down to the floor. Reach your right arm high, sweep it under and through the left side body. Inhale, lift, right arm high. Exhale, under and through the left side body. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw it all the way under and through the left side body, releasing your right ear or cheek to the floor, keeping your left arm out in front. Maybe binding around towards your right hip. Right palm is facing up towards the ceiling. Extend your left arm back out long if you had it binded. Inhale, lengthen your right arm high. Exhale, release your right hand to meet the left. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, sweep it under and through the right side body. Let's do it 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep it under and through. Inhale, lift, left arm high. Exhale, sweep it under and through the right side body. Gently releasing your left ear or cheek to the floor. Holding here and breathing. Maybe bind your right hand around towards your left hip. You can extend that right hand if you had it binded. Inhale, lengthen, lift up. Exhale, release your hand back down. From here, we're going to rock forward, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Gently lower down for 3, 2, and 1. Extend your legs. Extend your arms into locust. We're going to lift and lower for 3, and 2, and 1. Release your legs. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Give me 2 mini cobras. Press up. Release down. Press, lift. Release down. Extend your right arm long. Relax your right leg. Lift your left leg high. Draw it up and over the outside of your right body. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, release your right hand, your right shoulder. Extend your left arm long out from your left shoulder. Relax your left leg. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Draw it up and over the outer edge of your left hip. Come back to center. Place your left hand under your left shoulder. Give me 1 mini cobra. Release down. Walk your hands to your lowest rib cage. Glue the top shoelace portion of your feet in towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen, full cobra. Come through tabletop or come directly downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. All right, we're gonna come back into our child's pose, coming back into that same flow here, and we're gonna add on to it. Come back to your child's pose, sinking your hips towards your heels, fingertips spread out nice and long. Come back to your breath, find your focus. Press forward, stacking your shoulders over your hips, lower down this time for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend your legs long, extend your arms, pinkies in, thumbs out, lift and lower for 5. And 4. That's 3. 2 more. You got this. Last one. Release down. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Extend your left arm long. Relax your left leg. Lift your right leg up and over, opening up your hip. This time extend your right leg long. Lower and lift for 5. And 4. This is when those ankle weights will come in handy. Last 3. 2 more. And 1. Lower the right leg. Come back onto your belly. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Extend your right arm long out from your right shoulder. Relax your right leg. Lift your left leg high. Draw it up and over the outside of your left hip. Opening up your left hip here. Extend your left leg high. Lower and lift for 5. And 4. That's 3. 2. And 1. Come back onto your belly. Place your hands on your shoulders. Give me 2 mini cobras. Release down. This time we're going to lift our hands. Make sure you're using your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Release down. Walk your hands to your lowest rib cage. Pull up. Full cobra. Look over your left shoulder. Come through center. Over your right shoulder. Come back through center. Bring your gaze up. Back through center. Tuck your toes. We're going to find a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, maybe patter out your toes. Tuck your toes, hammock your belly, lift your gaze. Deep inhale. Come through, round your spine. Come back through. Cow, hammock your belly down. Lift your gaze. Untuck your toes. Round your spine. This time, keep your shoelace portion of your foot flat on the floor as you hammock your belly down. Deep inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, round. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Come back to a neutral spine. Give me some chest and hip rolls. And what you do in one direction, do in the opposite direction. Warming up that upper body here. All right, patter out your toes. Tuck your toes, bring your hands up, palm print forward, lift your hips coming into our first downward facing dog with a movement here. Pedal out your heels, come back to your breath. If at any time you need to, find a resting pose of choice. You can find locust, you can find child's pose, maybe tabletop, maybe laying on your back. Inhale, lift both your heels high. Exhale, lower them over to the left side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower them over to the right side. Inhale, lengthen. Lower both your heels down towards the floor. From here, have a soft bend in the knees. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Give me a half lift, hands to shins. Forward fold. Grab opposite elbows, sway side to side. Let your neck hang nice and loose here. Come back through center. Release your left hand down to the floor. Extend your right arm up high. You can bend into that left knee, keeping your right leg straight, or keep both the legs straight. Release your right hand down. Lift your left arm high. Maybe a slight bend in that right leg, or keep it straight. Release your left hand down. Half lift, hands to shins. Crowd your head toward the top of your mat. Forward fold. Gently roll up one vertebrae at a time. Sweep your arms up high. I'm going to just turn and face you all. All right, from here, nice tall overhead, walk your feet together, steeple grip, bring your palms to touch, release your index fingers. We're gonna start to the right, Come back through center. Bump your hips to the right, shoulders to the left. Come back through center. Over to the right. Rise up from here. Release your left leg behind the right. Side bend over to the right. Holding that steeple grip. Come back through center. All right, from here, release your grip. Arms overhead. Draw that left knee up high. Flex your left foot. Bend your elbows. Open your hip. Come back to center. Bend your elbows. Open the hip. Come back to center. One more. Hold the knee and elbows bent. We're going to fold forward, funky bird. Rise up. Use that core. You can grab those weights in your hands at any time. Fold forward. That's it. Give me one more. Gentle fold forward. And rise. I'm going to grab the weights here. So your elbows are bent, your knees bent. Draw your knee forward. From here, elbows remain bent. We're going to press the arms up and lower. Press, lift, and lower. Keep your left knee lifted. Flex your left foot. That's it. Give me 5 more. Overhead press here. You got it. Last 2. All right, hold the bend, the elbows, draw them forward and open. Use your balance. Staying tall on that right leg. And open. That's it. You've got it. Keep it going. 4 more. Keep it going. 2 more. On the next one, hold your forearms parallel. We're going to extend the elbows and bend. Extend and bend. Flex the left toes more. Ground through your right foot. Draw those thumbs towards the temples. All right, hold the arms out in front. Find a tree. So you can place that left foot to the inside of your right ankle, right calf, maybe drawing it up towards the inside of your right thigh, avoiding that knee. From here, release your hands down by your side, palms are facing up. We're going to do bicep curls. And release, holding it in that tree. Right leg is your base. Opening up that left hip still. Keep it going. That's it. Give me 5 more. Last 3. 2 more. All right, now we're going to take it out to a W curl, candlestick curl. Out that W and release. Full extend, full bend. You've got it. Keep it going. If you get the weebles and wobbles, that's okay. Come back to your breath. Find your focus. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. All right, find your tree arms. You can keep hands at heart center with or without those weights. I'm going to use these handy little hand grips here I have on my weights. Again, you can bring your hands to heart center. You can grow your branches. You can find cow face arms. 1 arm up, 1 arm down. Maybe switch. Maybe sway your branches. All right. Hold it here for the exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Release your left foot in line with your right. We're going to find our chair position. So your feet are hip width apart and parallel. Sit down low. Chest is lifted. Maybe your toes are slightly lifted off the floor. From here, reach your arms overhead. We're going to swing the arms back as we lift the heels and lower. Swing the arms back, lift the heels, lower the heels, draw the arms forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Nice calf work here. Give me 2 more. And lower. That's it. All right, from here, we are going to rise up. All right, now we have the other side. So release those weights down. Walk your feet together. Sweep your arms overhead. Clasp your hands. Release your index fingers. We're going to start to the left. Upper body to the left, hips to the right. Come back through the center. Squeeze your ears with your biceps. Arms to the right, hips to the left. 1 more time. Over to the left side. Come back through center. This time, keep that steeple grip. Release your right foot behind the left. Tiny curtsy, side bend over to the left side. Hold it for one breath. Release your right foot, feet are hip width apart and parallel. Release your bind. You can grab those weights. All right, we're gonna draw that right foot up. Standing single leg mountain. Bend the elbows, cactus. Open up that right hip. Flex the right toes, arms overhead, foot forward. Open, 2 more times. Then we're gonna come into that funky bird. Open and forward. Open, hold it here. Hinge forward. Rise up, use those abs. Slow down as much as you need to. You can hinge forward as far as you'd like. Maybe just a few inches. You got this. Last time. All right. Come back to center. Whoop. Keep that knee out from the side. From here, press up and pull down. Press and pull. We're keeping that knee out from the hip here. We're going to draw it forward next. Keep it going. 4 more. That's it. You got this. Last one. Hold the elbows bent. Draw that knee forward. Keep the right toes flexed. Draw the arms together. And open. Arms together. And open. Your elbows stay bent to 90. Keep it going. Chest is lifted. Use your lower abs to draw that right knee up towards your hip. Maybe think about drawing it up towards your right shoulder. Keep your right toes flexed. 1 more. Hold the arms parallel from here. Extend the arms forward and bend. Extend and bend. Drawing your thumbs towards your ears and extend. Keep it going. Have a slight bend in that standing left knee. That left foot is grounded. All right, hold the arms extended. Go ahead and find that tree. Right foot can come to the inside of your left ankle, left calf, maybe up towards your left thigh, just avoiding your knee. From here, release your arms down by your side. Palms are still facing in. Hammer curl and extend. We're opening up that right hip. So actively pulling that right knee out, holding in that tree position. Hammer curl and extend. Thumbs towards the same collarbone. Full bend, full extend. Ground through your staying left leg. We're holding this tree for a little while. Give me 2 more. Last one. Hold the arms down in front. Give me a V raise. And lower. V raise. And lower. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed down from your ears, even as you raise your arms overhead. I know it's challenging. You got this. We're sculpting those shoulders. And lower. 2 more. We're going to find our tree with options here. Maybe hold your arms overhead. Maybe flow your branches. Maybe find cow face arms. 1 arm up, 1 arm down and switch. Maybe keep your hands at heart center. Wherever you're at, hold it for 2 more breaths. All right, gently release your right foot down. Feet are in line with your hips. Come back to that chair position. Sink your hips down. Maybe sinking your hips lower. Arms reach out in front, with or without that weight. This time we're going to sweep the right arm back. And forward. Left arm. And forward. Maybe sinking your hips lower. Chest is lifted. Arms reach forward. Arms reach back. Keeping the arms straight. Maybe looking where your arm is reaching. Or maybe keeping your gaze forward. That's it. 1 more on each side. Reach forward and back. All right, hold it here. We're going to step that right leg back. Coming into high lunge. Sweep your arms back and forward. Step that right leg back. Arms sweep back and forward. Sweep back, step and forward. So that left leg is not moving. Keep it going. Sweep and forward. 1 more. Hold the arms and right leg back from here. Hinge forward more if you need to. We're going to pulse that right leg and arms. That's it. 8 and 7 You've got 6, 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step that right foot down. Sweep your arms up high overhead, coming back to that high lunge. Pivot, open up to warrior 2. Adjust your feet if you need to. Right foot is facing forward. Left toes are out directly from your left hand. Arms are directly out from a T. Straighten that front left leg. Reach your arms high overhead and bend. Nice stretch here. I want you to bend deeper into that left knee each time. Hold it here. We're going to flow from extended side angle. Reach your right arm high. Over to reverse. Just your arms flowing from one side to the next, using those core muscles. Keep it going. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. All right, hold it here in extended side angle. Reach your left arm down to the floor or to a block. Right arm reaches high. From here, reach down and up. Pulse, crunch it out. And lift. Reach and lift. Your top right shoulder is stacked directly over your bottom right. Keep it going. All right, hold it right in the middle. Use those abs. Do not let your belly come down to your left hip. We're going to reach the right arm down to the left and lift. Reach down and lift. Both legs are straight. We're still in that triangle pose. So your left hand is hovering in space, maybe on a block. One more. Keep your right hand down. From here, bend into your front left knee. Reach your right hand down, left arm up. Circle out your left wrist. Reach down, tap your left hand to your right wrist. Now we're switching. Revolve, high lunge. Reach and lift. Reach up and lift. 2 more. With or without those weights. Last one. Keep both of your hands down. Set your weights off to the side. Lower that back right foot. Untuck your right toes. Press your hips back. Flex your left foot. Circle out that left ankle. Maybe wiggle your toes. Rock your hips forward. Your hands can be on the floor or on blocks. We're going to toe heel our foot, our left foot out to 10 o'clock. Bring your left hand inside of your left foot. Rock forward and back. Straighten that front left leg. Rock it forward and back. All right, hold it forward. Tuck your right toes. Hover that right leg. Kick your left leg back, 3-legged dog. You can flow from here. You can lower your left leg to down dog. You can bring your knees down to a tabletop or flow from a 3-legged dog. Come through chaturanga all the way down and lift. Tuck your toes. Come through tabletop or back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, starting back to that chair position. So grab those weights, grab those blocks. You're in downward facing dog still. Pedal it out. All right, soft bend your knees. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Half lift, hands to shins. Forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. We're nice and warm now. Gently roll up all the way. Bend your knees, sweep your arms forward, coming back to that chair. Maybe sinking your hips lower, start with the left arm. Sweep it back and forward. Right arm and forward. Left arm, right arm. That's it. 2 more on each side. And right. Left side. All right, arms are forward. Step the left leg back. And reach. Step the left leg back, arms sweep back. Fire up those triceps. Step it back. And reach deep into your front right knee. 2 more, then we're going to hold that left leg back. All right, hold that left leg back. Sweep your arms back, hold them there. Maybe hinge forward. We're going to pulse it for 10. And 9, squeeze the base of your glute. That's 7, 6, 5 more, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your left foot. maybe step a little bit further back. Reach your arms up high overhead. We're going to pivot, open up to warrior two. So pivot your left toes. Maybe widen your stance. Arms are out to a T. Straighten that front right leg, arms overhead. And bend. 2 more times. Bend deeper each time into that right knee. All right, find your deepest warrior two. Extended side angle. Blow it back. Just like our tree branch arms. Flowing forward and back. Lots of core today. That's it. All right, give me 1 more on each side before holding an extended side angle front. And reverse. All right, hold it here. Straighten that front right leg. Reach your right hand down. Reach your left arm high. Right hand can be hovering in space on your right calf or on a block. Reach down and up. Both legs are straight. Reach and lift. Reach and lift. That's it. 3 more, and we're going to tap our left hand down to the right. 1 more. All right, find it in the middle so that your right hip is not touching your belly. Reach your left hand down and lift. Reach down and lift. Nice back stretch here. Maybe your hip pop just like mine did. And open. Lower tap. And open. 2 more. All right. Hold the left hand down. Cartwheel your hands down. Bend into your front right knee. Release your left hand to the floor and thigh to your right foot or a block. Reach your right arm high. Circle out your right wrist. All right, we're going to tap that right hand to our left wrist. And reach. Tap. And reach. Keep it going. That's it. Few more. 2 more here. All right, release your right hand down. Toe heel your right foot out to the outer edge of your mat. Release your left knee down. So your right toes are about to 2 o'clock. Untuck your left toes and then draw your hips back, straighten your front left leg. You can walk your hands back with blocks. Point, flex, circle out your right foot. So set the weights off to the side here for a moment. Press forward, rocking into your right knee, opening up your left hip and press it back. Draw it forward and press it back. Hold it forward, tuck your left toes, bring both hands down underneath your shoulders. Lift your right leg high, 3-legged dog. You can lower that right foot, keep it lifted, lower your knees. Coming into chaturanga, lower down, elbows stay tucked in. And lift. Tuck your toes, tabletop or directly downward facing dog, pedal out your heels. Just one at a time. All right, lift your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend your right knee, open up your hip. You're welcome to stay here if you want to flip your dog. Rotate that right foot to your outer left hip. Press your hips forward. Nice hip stretch for all the chair poses we just did. If you have your dog flip, go ahead and come back. If you're in that 3-legged dog, square out your hips. Extend your right leg high. Draw your knee to your nose. Kick it back. Knee to right elbow. Kick it back. Knee to left elbow. Kick it back. Draw your right knee to your right wrist. Coming into half pigeon. Untuck your left toes or draw your left leg back. You can place a block under your right hip if that's more comfortable. You can walk your hands to your hips on blocks or just on the floor. Baby gaze up. You can try half pigeon if you want to challenge your core, bending your left knee, pulling in towards your body, reach your arm up overhead. Really nice left quad stretch, opening up that right hip, your left quad. Maybe gaze up. If you're in that half king pigeon, release your left toes and walk your hands forward. Don't worry, we're not done yet. We still have core and glutes to close out with. Just a nice little stretch here, maybe rocking side to side. You can place your hands or your forearms on the floor or on blocks. Placing your hands back under your hips. Tuck your left toes. Press your hips up, three-legged dog. Lower your lower your right foot. Pedal out your heels. I was thinking about lifting your left foot. All right, pedal out your heels back in our downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, stack your hip, circle out your left ankle. If you'd like, continue to draw that left foot to the outer edge of your right hip. Flipping your dog, press your hips forward. We're nice and warm now. If you're in wild thing, come back. If you're in three-legged dog, square out your hips. Draw your left knee to your nose. Kick it back. Left knee to left elbow. Kick it back. Left knee to right elbow. Kick it back. Draw your left knee to your left wrist, coming into half pigeon. You can draw your left leg back. Maybe place a block under your right hip. Maybe untuck your toes. Walk your hands to your hips if that's comfortable for you. Maybe noticing how one side can feel totally different than the other. That's totally normal. If you want to try half king pigeon on this side, you can bend your right heel using a strap or your hand. Maybe lift your left arm high. Maybe challenge your balance by gazing up. Wherever you're at, holding and breathing. If you're in half king pigeon, release your left hand, release your left foot. You can walk your hands out. You're welcome to hold them here or walk them out on the floor or on blocks. Maybe bringing your forearms down, maybe rocking your hips side to side. Gently come back to center. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your right toe. Lift your left leg up. Lower your left leg. Pedal out your heels. All right, from downward facing dog, release your right hand, tap your left ankle, step your right hand down, hold in three-legged dog, hold it in downward facing dog, left hand to right ankle. We're just doing some core here, some nice shoulder stretches, reaching your hand towards the opposite ankle, one more on each side, right hand to left ankle, press the right hand down, left hand to right ankle, release your left hand down. Hold it here for a breath. We try to lower the heels, stretching the back side of your legs. Gently release your knees down. Find a tabletop position. Bring your left or right hip to the floor. Swing your legs around in front. Make sure you have a block. Nice and sweaty today. Make sure you have a block and weights. All right, from here, you can use weights or a block. I'm just going to use a block. They're a little bit heavier actually than my weights. Your feet are hip width apart and parallel. Your feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent. You can also lift your legs, reach the block overhead, tap to the left, back in front, tap to the right. Side taps here. That's it. 3 more on each side. Slow and control. Maybe looking where you're tapping the block. 2 more. That's it. 1 more on each side. We're going to keep that block with us. And we're just going to roll back. Keep the knees bent. Reach the block overhead. Bring the block over to the right side. Pass it under your legs. Over to the left. Same direction. Crunch up and pass. You can use a block or you can use weights. You can use an imaginary block or imaginary weights. Reach up, crunch. And pass. 1 more in this direction. And you guessed it, we are going to do the opposite direction. Reach under, crunch. And pass. Crunch under. And pass. That's it. 2 more. Stay with it. 1 more. All right, release your head down the floor, release your feet. We're going to place that block under our right foot. So keep that block in close to your glutes. Sole of your right foot is pressed into that block. We're going to bring our hands by our side. Lift your hips up. Extend your left leg high to the ceiling. Point your left toes. Lower and tap. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Keep it going. Few more. On the next one, hold the hips lifted. We're going to lower that left leg and lift. Try to keep that left leg straighter. Keep your hips lifted. Don't let that left hip droop down. Lower. We're not tapping the floor with that left leg. So your shoulders are pressed in towards the floor. Nothing else below your shoulders is touching the floor. Maybe your palms, but I consider those still above your shoulders. Keep it going. Tap down towards the floor and lift. This time, hold that left leg low to a hover as low as you can. Open out from the hip. Draw it in. 2 more. Open. Draw it in. I know it burns. All right. Release your hips. Draw that left knee in towards your chest. Draw that right knee in towards your chest. Rock yourself side to side. All right. Set that block over to the left side. We're going to repeat that same thing with your left foot on the block and right foot towards the ceiling. So your left heel is in close towards your glutes. Palms by your side. Lift your hips up. Extend your right leg high. Point your toes. Lower and lift. Oh, no, hold it lifted. Lower and tap your glutes and lift. Got a little ahead of myself. We'll lower and lift that right leg in just a moment. Squeeze your glutes the entire time. Really pressing the sole of your left foot into that block. Shoulders stay pressed firmly into the floor. 2 more. All right, now hold your hips lifted. Right leg lowers towards the floor without touching the floor and lifts. Keep it going. Maybe point more through your right toes. Keep your right hip elevated in line with the left. 2 more. Last one. Hold that right leg hovering. Open out to the hip and close. 2 more. Open and close. 1 more. All right, lower your hips. Draw your knees into your chest. Curl yourself into a tiny ball. Maybe roll side to side. All right. Let's cool ourselves down. Go ahead and grab that block. Place that block between our thighs. Both feet this time are planted in towards the floor, arms by your side. Lift your hips high and lower. Keep your shoulders in towards the floor. On the next one, we're going to lift our hips and shoulders high. Maybe clasp your hands under your hips. Maybe walk your shoulders in. Lift your hips higher. Hold it here for 1 more breath. Squeeze that block. On your next exhale, gently lower your chin to your chest. Unbind your hands. Release your hips slowly down towards the floor. Release that block from your thighs. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips once more. On its lowest setting, place that block under your hips and just lower your hips that block. Notice how this feels. Shoulders are pressed in towards the floor. Hips into the block. Feet flat on the floor. Opening up your hips here. Lifting one leg at a time up towards the ceiling. Maybe releasing your hands up towards the ceiling as well. Point, flex, circle everything out. Legs up the wall. If that block is uncomfortable for you under your hips, you can set it off to the side. Maybe point, flex your ankles, your wrists, wiggle your toes, move your fingers. Legs up the wall is great for the lymphatic system. On your next exhale, gently lower one leg at a time or both together, palms down to the floor. From here, so with that block under your hips, maybe extend your right leg long, right heel in towards the floor, left knee remains bent. Notice how this feels on your right hip. Did a lot of hip work today. We carry a lot of emotion in our hip. Full exhale. Gently place your right foot back in line with your with your left. Extend your left leg long, left heel in towards the floor. So we're just switching which leg is extended. Holding here and breathing. Notice how this is opening up on the left side. Notice how it may feel different than the right side. Taking notes. Is it more open? More flexible on the left side? Gently walk your left foot back in line with the right. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Set that block over to the side. Draw your knees in towards your chest, curl yourself into a tiny ball. You can grab the tops of your shins. You can grab the back side of your thighs, maybe rolling side to side. Tucking your chin towards your chest. Gently release your head back to the floor. With your knees still into your chest, draw the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Grab the outside of your feet, maybe holding on to the back side of your legs, coming into happy baby. You can roll side to side here if that's comfortable for you. Starting with the left side, go ahead and extend your right leg long. Keep your left knee in towards your left shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. Single leg happy baby. Once again, opening up that right hip. Gently grab just underneath your left knee, still drawing your left knee in towards your left shoulder, coming into wind removing pose, soon to be supine twist. Release your left knee with your left hand. With your right hand, gently grab the outside of your left knee and pulling your left knee across the right side of your body. Maybe gently looking over your left shoulder. Maybe extending your left arm long. Come back through center. Keep that left knee in towards your left shoulder. Draw a few circles here with your left knee. And then, of course, reversing that direction. Still with your left knee bent, draw the sole of your left foot inside of your right thigh or your right calf, coming into reclined tree, just as we did when we were standing. For one more exhale. Gently draw your knees back in towards your chest, coming back to your happy baby. Hands to the back side of your thighs, to the outside knife edge of your foot, maybe rolling side to side. Keeping your right knee in towards your chest, holding that happy baby with the right side. Extend your left leg long. It can be on the floor or it can be at a hover. Noticing how this feels on the left side. Coming into wind removing pose, clasping your hands underneath your right knee, drawing your right knee in towards your right shoulder, avoiding your rib cage, flexing your left toes, pressing your left calf in towards the floor. With your left hand, gently grab the outside of your right knee, releasing your right hand by your right hip, pulling your right knee gently across the left side of your body, maybe gazing, looking over your right shoulder, maybe extend your right arm long. You can bend your right elbow, coming into a cactus. Come back to the middle, keep your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Draw a few circles here with your right hip and reverse that direction. And then gently releasing your right foot to the inside of your left thigh, left calf, or left ankle. That right knee can be hovering on the floor, it can be flat on the floor. Feeling how it feels, laying back on the floor, opening up the right hip. One last time. From here, gently extend your right leg long to meet the left. Heels come together, toes fall open, palms up to receive, pinkies in, thumbs out. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your calves, your glutes, your thighs. Clench your fists, squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears, and then relax everything. Letting everything fall open. Maybe close your eyes. Your toes, wiggle your fingers. Roll yourself into a tight ball, bringing your knees in towards your chest. Roll to your left or right side. Gently press yourself up to a seated position of choice. Sweep your arms up high overhead. Hands to heart center. Awesome work, everyone, today. Thank you so very much for joining me. My name's Amanda. Namaste. Thank you.